The other day I was on YouTube trying to find some content to consume when I came across a channel known as Great Blue, who made a video called Designing Spy Weapons from Randomly Generated Stats. Now, while Great Blue created some of the most magnificent and beautiful 2D art I'd ever seen and laid my eyes upon, I thought I'd try this myself, but make some 3D models instead, based on the stats that I get. Now make sure to subscribe to Great Blue, because it's his concept that I essentially stole. So here we are in the So here we are in the Team Fortress 2 weapon generator by Deathwood. Let's try to create a weapon. A new scatter gun for the scout. Pros, plus 45 max health. Okay. Guaranteed critical hits on flaming targets. Plus 70% bullet damage resistance while deployed. Regenerate 1 health. No, that's way too OP. New pistol for the engineer. Pros, plus 10 max health. Guaranteed critical hits on headshots. Minus 100% weapon switch while deployed. Minus 45, no. A new minigun for the heavy weapons guy. Okay. Pros, unhit, cause bleeding for 4 seconds. Guaranteed mini crit damage on parachuting players. Plus 60% fall damage resistance while deployed. Plus 50 max health, minus 10% health, plus 35% max health. No. Okay, this is an interesting concept actually. A new pistol for the scout. Pros, plus 90% melee damage resistance while deployed. Plus 5% damage on wearer. Guaranteed critical hits on cloaked players. And the cons is just minus 20 max health. I think we can work with that. Okay, a new shotgun for the engineer. Pros, plus 20% firing speed while deployed. On hit, slows down enemy, and guaranteed mini crit damage on speed boosted players. The cons are minus 50% accuracy on wearer, minus 10 max health, and plus 25% fall damage vulnerability while deployed. I think we can work with that as well. See, I want a grenade launcher as well, I think. Okay, a new grenade launcher for the demo man. Pros, regenerate 3 health points per second. Guaranteed mini crit damage on wet players. Interesting. Minus 35 max health. Is that supposed to be a pro? Cons, minus 10% bonus healing on wearer. Plus 100% arrow damage vulnerability while deployed. It's like one arrow when one hit you. Alright. Minus 20% ammo pool size while deployed. I guess we'll have to change up some of the stats here, but yeah, we'll work with this. The first item we'll be designing is the pistol for Scout, which had the stats of plus 90% melee resistance while deployed, plus 5% damage on wearer, and guaranteed critical hits on cloaked players with a minus 20 max health. I based my design on the Makarov pistol, very classic Russian pistol, mixed with a 1960s Ruger Mark. I'm not a gun guy, I just found these pistols on Google when looking up 1960s pistols to kind of fit the theme of the game. The process was pretty simple. I started off with a regular cylinder and kind of worked my way from there. The biggest difficulty I had was the actual handle, or whatever you call it, the receiver, or whatever you call it. But then I realized I could just quad draw from a reference image. I wasn't gonna bother with string or UV mapping, but I did a very simple camera-based UV map where I then just kind of threw the thing in, the object into Photoshop and just kind of painted on top of it. For texture reference, I used a texture map for the scattergun and kind of picked the colors from there and essentially just based the textures on that. Tried to fit the TF2 theme as much as possible, but the textures kind of look a bit but I'm happy with this result still. And here we have it in all its green screen glory. The textures look okay from this angle, but when we move on to the next one here, you see by the handle and such it gets a bit nasty looking. And that's all because of the simple UV maps that I used. Next up is a shotgun for the engineer, which I start off basing on a Sten gun, of all things for a shotgun. I know, right? Crazy. Again, like most weapons I 3D model or design, I usually start with a big cylinder. It works as a very easy base for any weapon of any kind. especially a stun gun, which is literally just a cylinder. I wanted to create some weird hybrid between a stun gun and a Tommy gun, and still remain to have a shotgun, so I experimented with putting on a drum mag of some sort to it, but that wouldn't make much sense. It didn't have any increased ammo capacity or such stats. Speaking of, the stats for this gun was plus 20% firing speed while deployed, on hit slows down enemy, and guaranteed mini-crit damage on speed boosted players, with the cons of minus 50% accuracy on wearer, minus 10 max health, and plus 25% fall damage vulnerability while deployed. What I like about these stats is that they're actually very well rounded, and they all have one thing in common, which is it's all based on speed. You got the firing speed, the on-hit slowdown enemy, and guaranteed mini crits on speed boosted players, and that's why I kind of went with the whole SMG concept, basing it on firing speed and the lesser accuracy. My idea for this shotgun is it is a pump shotgun, but it has a pistol grip pump, which is based on a Tommy gun's front grip. But it also has a standard like shotgun stock, like one of those bent ones. So it kind of mixes the two together with the whole stun gun base as well. Overall, I actually kind of like this design. It's a bit bulky though, I have to admit, and it was kind of rushed as well. I use the exact same technique here as I did on pistol, where I did the UV maps by doing it camera based, and then I just used the scattergun's texture map and kind of used that as a reference for the textures for this one. And here we have the finished result. This was not one that I liked particularly, but it's actually grown on me a lot, and I do like it a lot now. But the textures are messed up as usual, but that's what it is. Now moving on to the grenade launcher. This next design was not my favorite at all. For some reason I couldn't get the grenade pill right and I had to redo it like 20 times. The stats are as followed: regenerate 3 health points per second, guaranteed mini crit damage on wet players, and a pro has minus 35 max health. The cons are minus 10% bonus healing on wearer, plus 100% arrow damage vulnerability while deployed, and minus 20% ammo pool size while deployed. Since one of the stats was guaranteed mini crits on wet players, I decided to make the grenade pills like mini torpedoes. The design itself was based on a puckle gun, which was a navy gun, I think, from the 18th century. I don't think it was ever used actually, at all. I thought it would be interesting putting some kind of carrying handle on it, kind of like a minigun, instead of holding it like a regular rifle or grenade launcher. For grip itself, I tried using a regular shotgun stock, but I couldn't really get it working, so I went with a pistol grip and an oversized revolver hammer. And here's the finished result. It's not my favorite by far, and I didn't even texture it because the textures just wouldn't work. But yeah, here it is. If you liked this video, then please make sure to like and subscribe, it's much appreciated. This was just something short that I threw together in between some bigger projects that I'm working on, so look forward to those. Bye for now, and I'll see you next time.